Sorry. All right. Well, hello again, all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. John and Ellie of Georgia Beer Reviews back at you this evening with an Imperial Stout examination. Michael and I were talking last week about doing something like this, so kind of spur of the moment. Glad that everybody could join. Kind of like a nighttime version of Stout Sunday in a way. We've all got some really kick-ass stuff, I think. So let's go ahead and get right into it. We'll start with Michael. What are you drinking, Michael?
This is from Torch and Crown in New York City. It's a pastry stout at 11.5%. That's brewed with strawberries, cocoa nibs, ginger snaps, molasses, and lactose. Jesus. And as Bumpy said before, my lighting is not great because the cans don't shine well.
Can colors ain't great. That's what it is.
Colored stuff looks weird. You know. Do you want me to pour it?
Yeah, go for it. We have got Drunken One in the chat. Cheers to you, Drunken One. We've got Eric, Thomas Metal, and Mark A., our Canadian brethren, is in the house. Cheers, guys.
It's really dark, as I expected it to be. It's got kind of like a very dark tan head. That's what it looks like in the glass. I'll come around for a description as we go.
All right, good deal. Bumpy, what are you drinking?
All right, so from Springdale Beer Company, which is the ale portion of Jack's Abbey craft lagers, I have their barrel aged maple Brig. This is a double barrel aged mocha stout at 8.5% ABV. It's aged 1 to 2 years. On the back, it says, from beans to beer to barrels, Maple Brig is a double barrel aged mocha stout brewed with oats, coffee, and lactose. This beer is 1/3 aged in maple syrup, ex-bourbon barrels, and 2/3 aged in bourbon barrels. So,
sounds awesome.
Jeez.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, you go ahead and pour it up real quick. Crazy. It's Michael.
Oh my goodness.
Oh shit.
Joey, cheers to you. And Josh, I don't believe that. You've got plenty of stouts in there.
That's a lie.
Yeah,
that's definitely a lie.
Damn.
Oh wow.
Right.
Quite the head.
Yeah, this was a very lively beer. I got to go get paper towels. Oh, here, Sadie, you gonna come drink some
party foul?
Yeah, so kind of a mocha khaki colored head, various bubbles, kind of rocky, and it's a deep brown coloration to the beer itself. So cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah,
all
there's
right.
some maple in there. There's some
we'll
maple.
give you some time to clean up your mess there, and we'll come back around here in a little bit. We got to go to Beer Man and see what he's drinking.
All right. Thanks, John. This one is one that Miss Lynn asked it, but it's a barrel-aged Imperial Stout and Barleywine cuvee kind of mix by Boulevard Brewing. It's a 14.2% ABV. I don't know what the IBUs are. I didn't look, unless you know.
The IBUs? No. I don't think the IBUs are listed on
Boulevard is one of those companies that they don't typically list them. Even if you go to the website, I don't think they're listed there.
Some of their stuff they do, but
sometimes they put it on the tag here, but it's not on these ones here in the brewery.
For those high alcohol stouts and the more malty beers, they usually don't even bother. Brewer's Choice. Okay.
Brewer's Choice. An Imperial Stout and Barleywine mix. I was going to throw it on my Barleywine show, but that's cool. I have another one in line that I can go buy. So this is please enjoy by September 28, 23. So it's got a lot of time to age if you wanted to buy it, and a second one and age it up for a good year or two. I mean, it's really pouring out oily. I mean, that looks like motor oil. Motor oil that has been used in your car already. Like
in 2023, that thing would probably be good through 2033 at 14.2%. My goodness.
Yeah. Still poured a head, a good head on there with the strength it is. So that says a lot of good things about it already. It's got some good lift in there. Looks good. I mean, it's black, but it's a dark brown, and SRM, I guess.
I love people who dare you to chug it.
No,
Yeah, Joey says
ain't
14.3.
chugging this.
Yeah.
Ain't
don't-
chugging this.
Don't even.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Not gonna get into it though. I'll get into it when we go. But cheers, guys.
All right, cheers, beer man. And we've got another brewer's choice, I think, with miscellaneous. Which one are you bringing?
I've got took it out probably 15, 20 minutes ago. This is the 5 Bourbon Barrel Imperial Stout Brewer's Choice 2021. Comes in at 13.3. I did get a little bit of info on it. They say that.
It's closing the door now.
Okay. It says 5 Bourbon Barrel Imperial Stout is a blend of 5 different barrel-aged Imperial Stouts using pale, dark, and wheat malts plus oats and roasted barley, aged for 9 to 12 months in 5 different bourbon casks. They're not specific with the barrels.
Okay.
Oh yeah, pour it up.
Nice.
I do have the one that Beer Man has too. I found a multi. Yeah, damn.
That's dark.
That one might even have beer man speed. That's like motor oil, high mileage motor oil.
Right, high mileage.
Yeah.
Been used.
One finger head on that. It is dark cocoa colored. Yeah, it's like 8-ball, like pool table 8-ball black.
Wow. Looks good. Like the glassware too. Nice funky Buddha glass there.
Why not? It's a nice glassware.
All right. Well, I have got the Kentucky Maple Barrel Stout, 12% alcohol. Very excited about this one. It's aged for 18 months in bourbon maple syrup barrels. So it's like CBS without the coffee. There's no coffee added in this. 12% alcohol. So this is from Lexington Brewing Company out of Kentucky. Formerly known as Alltech Brewing Company, but I'm not sure why they changed the name. But anyway, they were established back in 1999, and they're most well known for their bourbon barrel ale, which is sold on draft at a lot of places down here. And it's an 8% just bourbon barrel aged ale. It's really good. But haven't had too many stouts from them. But yeah, really looking forward to this one. That 18 months, we'll see how that plays into the beer. That's a long time to age a beer in a barrel. Okay, so let's get right back around here and start drinking. Oh, well, wait, let me pour it up, I guess. Everybody else poured theirs.
I saw a can of that. I almost picked it up.
John, yours is pretty dark too.
It is pretty dark. However, it's not motor oil. I could see the brown through it as I was pouring it. And when I hold it up to the light, there's definitely some brown around the edges of the glass. Nice finger and a half's worth of a dark khaki. I guess a tan. That's more of a tan, I guess. Tan head. Looks good in the glass. Okay, so Michael, I'm going to pull you up and we'll go back around and get into these awesome high gravity stouts.
Okay, it's just been a few minutes. As you can see in the glass, it's gone from here down to the head being kind of more of a slim, still dark brown head, but it's not as, it was a finger and now it's a third of a finger. Still more than thin, but it's, it's still there. The carbonation is really good too, because I can see coming right into the top of that you're getting carbonation through it, which is really nice too. So the carbonation's coming straight up. Let me get a nose on it. Okay, now I think I'm smelling the strawberries in it. I think that's the lead smell that I'm getting. I guess I'm getting some of the cocoa nibs as well, because you're getting some chocolate as well. Sometimes when you know what's in it, it sets in your mind kind of what you expect to smell too. So I'm not getting any ginger snap smell per se in it. So I guess I'm getting some chocolate. I'm getting some strawberries. I'm possibly getting the molasses sweetness in the smell too. But let's see what it tastes like. Like I said, it's 11.5%. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Michael.
Cheers.
Wow. Okay. You can tell right away it's a pastry stout because the first flavor is sweetness. So you're getting, I guess it's the molasses you're getting. There's lactose, which is making it creamy smooth on the taste, but you're getting the molasses sweetness first. I can taste the berry kind of component of the strawberry as well. Kind of like a strawberry compote kind of feel to it. And I'm getting the chocolate as well. It's medium bodied. The mouthfeel is also medium. Goes down pretty easy. It's definitely dangerous because the combinations that they've put together here, you can't even tell that it's a big beer. And I'm sure you've had beers like this before where I'm not going to tell you it's a session because you can tell it's not a session, but it's tasting more like about a 7% beer and it's 11.5. So in that difference, they've covered up the alcohol really well. You probably can't drink a lot of this because, I mean, this is a 16-ounce can. I think you could handle a 16-ounce can. But I think if you were drinking more than that, it would definitely get to you. But I'm enjoying it.
Sounds good.
Where's the brewery from again? Where's the brewery out of?
It's in New York City. It's called Torch and Crown. And this is the first beer I've ever had from them. This came, and John will remember this, the other people may not. This came in that Pints of Love, remember, that I did with Gail's son? This was this is the last one of those beers. There were two stouts, and this is the last one. And I had another choice of another pastry stout I could have done. That one was can conditioned, so I figured that might last longer. This has exactly a year on it. It was brewed on the 25th of January in 21. So, you know, it's been in the can for a year also, and that may be having an effect. But I'm enjoying it. Everybody go around and do yours, and I'll come back with a score when we come back around.
All right. Sounds good, Michael. So we'll go to you, Bumpy.
Yeah.
Springdale.
Well, that's something I didn't mention about my beer because they actually don't list where it's brewed out of, but I know that Jack's Abbey is out of Framingham, Massachusetts. So this is out of Framingham, Massachusetts as well. The aromas, you can see the head died down. Yeah, it's got a definite maple nose to it. There's a little bit of like an espresso, like a black coffee-esque espresso coming up right underneath that maple, but at least you got that kind of maple sweetness to it. To me, sometimes the maple also smells a little bit on the cider side, a little bit apple-esque. That may be coming from any of the barrel. This one doesn't have a lot of oakiness or anything like that in the aromas, though. There's a bit of a malt presence of some bread, maybe a lightly toasted bread with a little bit, just a touch of a roast, and then that kind of espresso thing. I like reading the back of this. It sounds like they used coffee in it when they said that it was started with beans and then so forth, aged in different barrels. So there's like a difference between the kind of roasted malt, the light roasted malt presence, and that kind of espresso black coffee presence. But I would say the maple is the number one aroma. A little bit disappointed that there's not more barrel notes actually coming through, though. All right. Anyways, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Did they mention how long it was aged in the barrels? Did you already mention that? You said it was
1 to 2 years.
1 to 2 years. So wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Okay.
fair bit.
Mm-hmm.
I do get in the flavors some of that oak. It tastes similar to like when I've made my own quasi barrel aged stout, imperial stouts, where I used oak chips that I cheated and kind of soaked them in bourbon, stuff like that. So it's got this kind of faint oakiness up front. It almost smells like green oak. I mean, tastes like green oak. It tastes like a fresher oak. It doesn't really taste like it's been something that's held like bourbon, and then maple syrup. It tastes like green wood a little bit with that oak. Maple syrup in there. It's not like drinking straight maple syrup, but it's detectable at least, so that's good. I've had a beer that tastes like straight maple syrup. It was actually pretty damn good. Beyond that, I mean, I would say just a snazoo, just a little drop of a vanilla flavor. Somewhat of what could be considered a mocha, but it's a very weak mocha. So a bit of like an espresso, slightly chocolate. So like a chocolate espresso. The body on this one's pretty thin. It's very thin and liquidy. Carbonation's in the medium realm. It dries out the palate as well. This drink's more like it's a black lager than it does an imperial stout.
Wow.
It's just got that thinness. The maple flavor does wrap back around again though. So as I'm talking and stuff, I do have that kind of maple presence evaporating off my palate. 8.5% ABV. Alcohol is not detectable on either the flavors or as a warming effect. There's none of that. So yeah, I don't know. I would probably just based off the flavors. I mean, I wouldn't pinpoint this one as being a stout. I would pinpoint this one as being a dark ale.
Right.
That may have spent a few months in a barrel with maple syrup. It's kind of
your facial expression just said
great.
all.
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
it's not super stouty.
All right.
So.
Well, we'll let you sip on it for a little bit longer and come back around. We gotta go to the beer man with his Boulevard.
Yeah, all right, man. Man, this is a complex one, folks. Right away, I get tobacco leaf, chocolate, slight coffee, more of a milky coffee, like a cappuccino or a latte coffee or something. It's got a smooth feeling to it in the nose. There's a smoothness. It's very subtle, but it's very strong and pointy at the same time. It's robust. That vanilla whiskey barrel. There's a bourbon in this for sure. It's bourbon barrel aged, I think. Vanilla, woody-esque. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. This is with Barleywine. So you're actually getting some raisin kind of fig thing going on as well. There is a bit of a dark fruit going through it. Yeah, you would never think that a Barleywine was in this though. It's so absorbed by the darkness of the dark funkiness of the stout. It's very nicely barrel aged though. It's very nice. I'm not a bourbon whiskey fan, as I've said before, but I can appreciate it. So this is good. Looking at it though, it's a nice. It's not even khaki. It's like a brownish tan, like almost red, like head. It's lagging like hell. It tries to lace, but it lags. It starts to drip down in laggage. It's opaque, can't see through it. It's probably a medium carbonation. Yeah. Let's drink this. Cheers, man.
Cheers. I'm really jealous right now.
Cheers.
You should be.
Oh, right away the raisin and the figginess comes out with the chocolate. Oh, it's sweet. It's cloying. It has a cloy, but it grips you in the beginning, but starts to die off with the dryness, almost like a rye whiskey or a rye kind of a rye grain or something. It's got this nice dryness in the finish, which is good on my behalf. I like a dry. If you're gonna get some sweet cloying crud, that's gonna like. I mean, it might taste good, but it's so sweet that you can't handle it. Dry that off. You know that. I mean, that's the way a brewer should think when they're doing these. In my opinion, it's got a nice dry alcoholic presence in the back in the finish. That dryness of alcohol, as you like, if you were to put rubbing alcohol on something and you just watch it dry off, it's just the same way it's going down your throat. It comes up above your soft and hard palate, all over your palate, with this nice green tobacco leaf, kind of a cigar appeal. There's a cigar feel with this. Like, I would love to have a Cuban cigar with this sucker. I mean, this is really nice. In that essence, it's not my go-to, but it's definitely something that is complex, and I give it some credit for what it tastes like. It's got that fruity side. It's got the dark, rich, chocolatey, espresso-y kind of, almost pushing even the latte kind of milky side, like they might have put some lactose or something like that. But it's just it's rich. It's thick, and you can feel the calories like accumulating within your system. You know, it's like you can feel the sugars in the alcohol already working. It's amazing. It's a sipper. It's something that you should savor and take slowly, not slam. Joey.
That's right, Joey. No slamming.
No.
Those types of beers.
Drinkability, though, very good. You know, for a sipper, a sipping drinkability, not bad. So I'm very, very stoked about this one. Cheers, guys.
Nice.
Cheers.
All right.
Cheers, beer man.
Cheers to the beer man. Now we've got the other Boulevard specialty brew that I also can't get here that I'm sure is going to make me even more jealous. Miscellaneous with his bourbon.
You can get
5
this one.
bourbon barrel Imperial Stout.
Yeah. So yeah, still got the head hanging in there. I am surprised at that. Past few ones I've had, they went down like real quick. Yeah, on the nose. I pick up definitely. There's a malt presence in this. It's got like a wheat, sweet, like brown bread. I get chocolate. It's really not boozy. It's well masked on the nose on this. Vanilla. You get the barrel a little bit. And I don't know, man. I do kind of get like a mapley kind of thing. Because they've been making some stuff this year with maple. I don't know. It smells fantastic. Yeah. Cheers. Got a good effervescence. I still see the bubbles just streaming. Small, tiny, fine.
That head.
Cheers.
How it's
Cheers,
sticking around.
miscellaneous.
Cheers.
Enjoy.
Man. 13.3. Ain't no joke.
No joke.
That is incredibly smooth. I'd say mouthfeel is It feels kind of medium at first, but then once you start, it is very thick. It's coating, viscous. Wow. There's a slight tobacco, little leather, chocolate. That brown bread flavor's there. I'm sorry, Bumpy.
Leather though, that's nice.
The vanilla's coming through very well, and I kind of get this mapley kind of flavor. I don't know if that's vanilla. I don't know what's going on with that. Robust, roasty. Like I said, it is velvety smooth. Like there's no bite on the back end. It does have a semi-dry finish. You get the alcohol presence on the palate. It gets a little vapory, gassy in the back, the throat. But this is fantastic. I see why the head honchos probably been drinking on this shit all year. Excuse my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Well, I've only had a couple
This
of
is gonna get a good score, dude.
I've only had a couple of their higher alcohol stouts because we just don't get the stuff that you guys have. But just their regular.
I don't know if they'd sell it there because it's got 2 of what Beer Man has in it. So you
right. So they would have to. I don't think they would. But their whiskey barrel stout I think it's 12.5%, and I've had that one, and it's incredible. So I can only imagine how good the ones that you guys are drinking tonight are. But anyway, okay. Well, we'll come back around here in a little bit. I am thirsty, so I'm going to pull myself up and start getting into this Kentucky Maple Barrel Stout. A little bit of head retention, just a very thin film there, but I have a feeling if I swirl it around, yeah, a little bit of regen there. It's a pretty good head retention for a 12% barrel-aged beer. So the aroma and that maple syrup aroma comes right out. That's the first thing I'm picking up on. And then I'm getting an oaky character on the aroma too from the barrels. Very, very oaky. And not green oak. This is like charred oak, like bourbon barrel, good oak. None of that green shit that Bumpy was talking about earlier. It smells amazing. A little bit of roasted malt character, some like toasty bread notes. None of the alcohol is coming through on the aroma. It doesn't smell like a boozy beer. Even though you're picking up on the barrel presence, it doesn't smell alcohol forward. It smells absolutely delightful. If you've ever had the CBS, which I know everybody on the panel here has, it has a very similar aroma to the CBS minus the coffee because there's no coffee in this. But it smells absolutely delightful. Let's get into this thing. Cheers, guys.
John, cheers. Enjoy.
Hell yeah, dude.
Here it is, John, man.
My first impression is this is probably the best beer that I've had from Lexington Beer Company. Of the Kentucky barrel lineup, this is next level. This is the first product from this brewery too that I've ever seen in the can. All I have ever seen around here is the bottles. So it's interesting that they canned
You're
this
right.
as well. So maple syrup's coming through up front, but it's not super syrupy and viscous and sticking to the insides of my cheeks. It's the flavor's there, but it's not super sticky, which I like. And then immediately that maple syrup transitions into the middle where you're getting those nice oak, charred oak notes, a little bit of caramel, maybe even into the toffee realm a little bit. It's very rich, very roasty, toasty, bready, but not bitter and not astringent, getting to the point where you're picking up on those coffee notes from the dark roasted malt. It doesn't get into that coffee realm, but it's definitely roasty, toasty, and bready in the middle. The body is on the medium side with this, which I also like because some of these, high alcohol barrel aged stouts And I find that Bourbon County does a good job with this too. But a lot of these higher alcohol barrel-aged stouts, they're very thick, motor oily, and just hard to get through. I like a little bit less body. You're getting all the flavor, and it's not thin by any means, but it's just very easy drinking and velvety smooth without being too thick and heavy. It's a little bit warming on the way down, which at 12%, that's, nothing out of the ordinary. It's not really boozy though, but you can tell you're drinking a high alcohol product just because of the burn, that warming effect that you're getting going down. It's very nicely balanced. The bourbon's coming through, the maple syrup's there, but it's not too sweet. It's not thick and sticky. It's very smooth, easy drinking. The carbonation is on the low side, but it does have a little bit of carbonation. It's not flat by any means. It's a barrel-aged stout. If you're expecting a super high carbonation with a beer like this, then you're going to be disappointed because that's just generally not the case with these types of beers. But I'm very impressed with it. I'll keep sipping on it and think of a rating, but it is really an incredible beer. And I can't think of another beer from Lexington Beer Company that I like better than this. So it's definitely one to check out if you can find it in your area. Okay, so pull everybody back up. Some incredible beers tonight, and then whatever Bumpy's drinking. His is not quite as good, it sounds like, but that's okay. They can't all be winners. Okay, let's see. I think it was Michael first, right? We'll go back to Michael and get your. You got to unmute yourself, Michael.
Just put everybody back in order.
As this is warming, I am actually getting the ginger snaps now, which I didn't get on the nose. So as it's warming, I'm getting kind of like a cookie kind of feel to it in the taste.
A cookie.
But since it's a pastry stout and there is a lot of sweetness, it's hard to decide where the sweetness is coming from because it could also be coming from the molasses as well. That berry note is still here that I had from the beginning. And there are strawberries in this. It's still very smooth from the lactose. I actually like pastry stouts. I know some people find, parts of pastry stouts to be a little on the cloying side. This is definitely sweet, but it hasn't gone to the cloying side. I wouldn't want to drink this warm, though, because I have a feeling if you sat and when you got to the bottom and you were drinking it for an hour, at the very end, it might start getting cloying. So I think you'd want this to at least be mildly chilled, at least. I mean, it doesn't have to be, ice cold either. Because right now it's
Michael. Sorry, I hate to interrupt, but I just want to look who's in the chat tonight, Michael. Got your buddy, Giant Space Monkey, is watching.
Doug is here. There he is.
Yeah, he's in the chat.
I see it.
So, cheers.
He says,
Doug.
"Keep your eyes on your wallets because we're tight." I'm enjoying this one. I really like it.
You got Vorong here too.
And we have somebody who's Russian, but I don't understand what he's saying. But that's a separate story, I guess.
Don't click on that link.
Yeah, no.
I will not. I will not click on it. Okay, so John, you want me to give you a number?
Yeah, go for it. What do you think?
96. This is an A beer for sure. It's not Bourbon County level. It's not A+, but it's an A. And if I'd like to try something else from Torch and Crown. I had not even heard about them until this Pints of Love, and this was one of the breweries that they selected of the 12 breweries that they did. And I would definitely try something else. I'm enjoying this, and I do recommend it. I do not think they have any distribution outside of New York City, though. So I think it'd be very hard for any of you people to get this product. And I think this beer itself was just a one-time deal also. I don't think it's, brewed on a regular basis. But 96, solid.
Awesome.
96, okay.
Great score.
Good deal. Well, on to another beer that you probably can't get unless you're up in the Framingham area. The Springdale beer that Bumpy's got. I don't think their distribution extends very far. So tell us more about this Springdale disappointment of a beer that you're drinking.
So yeah, one of the flavor notes that did start coming to me that I didn't talk about when I was first giving the inspection. There's a bit of a dark fruit note that kind of shines through a little bit, a bit on the kind of plum side, but yet very kind of light and watery-esque. Like I said, this does not drink like a stout. It's thin-bodied. The flavors are not super robust. A lot of them are kind of present, but the flavors kind of go with the body feel. They're very thin. The oak barrel, the bourbon barrels, the bourbon, and then maple barrel, all that stuff, 1 to 2 years aged. I don't know what bourbon barrels they're using, but I don't know. It does not seem like these were very fine bourbons for that held these barrels, or the barrels that held the bourbon. Anyways, it really just seems like they were slightly touched by bourbon. Like I said, it tastes like green wood to me. I can go chew on my fence outside and probably get the same type of notes. It just, I don't know, it's kind of a lackluster stout to start with. And then just the barrel notes are kind of a disappointment. But on the other hand, it's not disgusting. If this was not called a stout, if this was called a black ale, or if this was like a black lager that was aged in bourbon barrels and maple syrup barrels and stuff, then I would be happier, because then I would kind of know a little bit more of what to expect out of it. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one to give a score to. So I'm not gonna totally trash on it for being such a shitty stout, because it is,
and it made you spill it on.
Somewhat okay. Oh yeah, it overflowed too when I opened it up. The thing poured
It was
out.
bursty.
Too hard with the priming sugars.
Yeah.
It was probably the maple in there that was still fermenting. Do I still have some left? Oh, I guess I still got some in the bottle. Then maybe this will make it better.
The dregs.
It's
Yeah.
Where am I gonna put this one? I just had kind of a disappointing barley wine earlier too. It's kind of like it's would have been one of those weeks, you know.
Damn it.
The disappointing barley wine, that's kind of what I'm going with, was at least more of a barley wine than this is a stout. I'm going to score this one at an 80. I'm going to give this an 87 out of 100.
All right, yeah, that's not bad.
Still passable.
Yeah, but if you're looking for a stouty stout, no, don't go for this at all.
Yeah. All right. Good deal.
Nice.
All right. Well, I think Beer Man's got some better news for us with his Boulevard cuvee there. So what do you think, Beer Man?
Yeah, it's nice. I'm reading off notes because I didn't want to like forget what I was tasting, because I'm like that. But this is definitely buttery diacetyl kind of forward kind of thing. But I think the diacetyl worked for the style, which is fine. Off flavor or not, it sometimes works for the style. Sticky molasses, though, are definitely deep, rich, burnt caramel molasses, and raisiny, very raisin forward. Like if you were to eat raisins right out of the box, just Raisins, just get raisins. Thick, full, robust body. So complex, though, It was easy, but at the same damn time, it was rough. And it was crazy. There was a lot of complexities to this. I'm still trying to figure out what's in it. It was hard to find everything, easy to enjoy though. And that's really what it said, it's easy to enjoy. It was a sipper, sipper indeed. It heats up in the head though, like it heats up like everything as it, excuse me, let me reverb this. As it heats up, you're getting more and more things coming out of it, of course, we've had a few beers tonight, so I'm getting really buzzed right now. But there's this beer is really tipping this bucket. But I gave this a 96 out of 100 because I really enjoyed the complexity feature of it. I like I like the creativity that was behind this, and I hope that Miscellaneous will find this the same. Actually, there might be different features coming out, and everyone has their own things. So, but a very good beer, indeed. So, cheers, guys. Do you want me to shout now, or
we'll
no?
we'll go through, and then
Yeah.
we'll do one more round. Everybody can do their shout outs
Gotcha.
then, because we're doing pretty
Cool.
good on time. So, all right. So Miscellaneous.
All
What
right.
was that 5-barrel bourbon?
So I figured out the maple note that I was getting. It wasn't maple. It was like caramel, toffee, and vanilla. And it was coming together something like that, almost butterscotchy, but not real sweet butterscotch. I don't know. It's hard to describe because all those together is pretty much, you're right in line for something like that. But I'm noticing with this, there are some lingering flavors, but the finish on this is pretty fast for something of this caliber. I mean, you get it, bam, it's there, and it goes away, and then you can kind of like meld and get mouthfeels of the remnants, the viscousness that's sticking all over your palate and teeth and tongue. I think that's the biggest flaw I can find in this beer. Other than that, the drinkability is really good. I do like the thick viscousness of it. I get tired of drinking these thin-ass barrel-aged stouts. Come on, guys. Put some
Right.
depth in there. The love. Yeah, like I said, chocolate, vanilla. I'm kind of getting this kind of fig, date kind of note now. Leather, tobacco is starting to come a little bit more dominant in the nose. Kind of going that umami kind of way, where it transitions from like you smell it and you're getting those sweet malts to where it almost goes savory. It's on that road. But yeah, I feel like Beerman's in the right playing field. I'm going to go with a 96 as well. I've had better beers from Boulevard this year than this.
Mm-hmm.
You still have the bottle handy? Flacco wants to see the bottle.
Yeah, this is the oh, I got to put it in front of my face so it'll focus. Yeah, the 5 Bourbon Barrel Imperial Stout from Boulevard Brewer's Choice 2021. There was only 3 different variants of this. Beerman has one. I have one here, and there's one more.
Figs and dates in this too, dude. That's amazing you said that. You opened my mind a little bit. No, it's strange
The
how
fruit wasn't out in front like right away, but now it's starting to become more dominant towards the tail end of it. But
nice.
this is still a good product. I'd recommend it.
What'd you say? You said 96? Is that what you said?
Yeah, 96.
Okay.
Because I think I don't know if I gave that rye on rye 100 or not, or 99.
Damn good, excellent beer, man. Yeah.
All right.
I almost didn't know if I could pick up on that in this. I don't know, because I know they did some rye stuff this year too. So 5 different casts, and they weren't real detailed. It's kind of hard to figure out exactly what's going on, but yeah, cheers.
All right, cheers. Okay, well that leaves me and my, I almost said Boulevard. I wish my Kentucky Maple Barrel Stout. Although this is an awesome beer. There's no complaints at all with this one. It's the best beer that I've had from this brewery. The 18 months in bourbon barrels that really did a good job with it. as it's warming up, I'm getting a little bit of dark chocolate, which I don't think I mentioned the first time around. And the barrel notes, the bourbon notes are coming through much more as the beer warms up. Just an outstanding beer. I love the balance between the maple syrup and then the bourbon and then the roastiness and everything. It's just nicely balanced. There's not really too much of anything. It's not super syrupy and thick, considering that it's got the maple syrup in there. I'm going with a 97. It's just amazing, bordering on world class. It's right up there with the CBS, the KBS. Some people may actually prefer this. If you're not a huge coffee fan, you might like this better because you're not getting those coffee notes, but you're getting all of the other stuff that you get with some of the really good Founder stuff. It's not quite on the same level as Bourbon County. You're not getting any like tobacco or leather or any of the super complex type stuff that you get with some of the Bourbon County, but it is really an outstanding beer. And the price point's not bad. I think it was $13 for the 6-pack, the 12-ounce cans, 12%, aged for 18 months. I mean, you really can't go wrong. And it says on the label, I thought it said Bourbon County at first, but it says the beer of Bourbon Country. So there you go. Anyway, awesome beer. I highly recommend it. Okay, so now we will go back around and we'll just do, if you got any shout outs or show and tell or anything you want to talk about, go for it. We'll start. Michael just got back. We'll start with you, Michael. You got anything? You were talking about your tasting. You've got to unmute yourself there again. I'm sorry I muted you.
Okay, well, as I said earlier, my tasting started off where I could have had as many as 12 people. It's now down to 4. So combination of the COVID, people being sick, and people not wanting to bring, potential that you could get sick by going outside. So for whatever reason, I'm still hoping to do it. You just have to coordinate into 12-ounce cans or bottles instead of 16-ounce and, bigger things, which you can do with larger crowds of people. So I'm kind of disappointed about that. But as long as there are at least 3 people, we won't cancel it. We still would do it. And
you just have to drink. You just have to drink a little bit more beer. That's all.
That's always fun too. But it's not like where my daughter does have COVID though. So as a result, we went for a test.
Oh wow!
One of these PCR tests, which take like 4 or 5 days to get the results now. So hopefully that'll come through negative anyway, and we'll just have to see what happens. I have a friend from the group who you may remember, John, because you saw it when we did the Zoom things. Remember Derek? Derek and Jane? I don't know if you can remember. I mean, this is last year during the
younger couple.
This is a couple, and they definitely
the younger couple from. Yeah.
Yes, they're from Brooklyn also. Anyway, today they were supposed to come tomorrow, and he felt bad, but they're going to visit his wife's parents on Long Island. So he decided to bring me my present, and he brought like a whole bunch of different beers. And it's the kind of thing when it makes you feel good just to know that your friends are thinking about you. And it's funny, he brought me Bumpy a whole bunch of stuff. He's from that part of Massachusetts near Framingham.
Oh,
so he brought me a couple of the Baltic Porter from Jack's Abbey and one of the Framing Hammers, the higher alcohol ones they do.
The Baltic Porter Framing Hammers. Yeah, those are good. Those are good. That's why I'm disappointed that they can't do a friggin' stout.
So I was very happy for that. He brought me a couple of Mad Elves too, which I think, has everybody had a Mad Elf, which is one from Trogs. It's you haven't had
down
it.
here.
Did you have a Mad Elf?
Trogs down here.
Okay, so he brought me a couple of those too. So I have that beer, and I was happy about that.
I heard it's
Otherwise, John, you'll be hosting Stout Sunday on Sunday. I will be there.
Yes.
And good luck to everybody else. Try to stay healthy if you can.
All right, good deal. Yeah, Kate's got COVID, unfortunately, but she's pretty much asymptomatic. It's probably the Omicron variant. She's got a little bit of a scratchy throat, and that's it. So, and she works from home anyway. So,
my daughter's the same way. She has very few symptoms, and that's good.
So, anyway, all right. So, thank you, Michael. Let's go to Bumpy, I know you've got a few things coming up on your channel, so
I put out my 50-point inspection videos. They come out Wednesday and Friday. It's basically a beer review, but I just score it from 0 to 50 based off an inspection from the appearance of the beer, the aromatics, the flavors, the body of the beer, and my overall feeling of the beer. Monday, I have a live stream. It's my only live stream now. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my channel, Bumpy Road Brewery. It's called New Brew. So to join up on panel, you just have to bring a beer that you've never had before. Just bring a new beer it's new to you anyways. It doesn't have to be a brand new beer that's never been made before. Just something you've never had. It's a little bit of a different aspect on reviewing beers live. A little bit off structured with like an off panel, off air type thing where people just kind of chat. Maybe
free for all.
We got that. And then also I may ask some questions. The panel may ask some questions as well. And you can chat and chime in if you have any questions that you want the panel to answer. Then do so, and we'll do our best. So a little bit of structure with an unstructured show.
and for all you folks who have not, this may be the first time you're seeing that little free for all video, which Bumpy features on his New Brew show. That is actually Bumpy's voice.
Yep.
Just so you know.
Free for all.
All right. Yeah, there you
You're
go.
You're doing better than me, Miscellaneous. I can't drink this. It's really hard to do.
All right.
Dude.
Well, thanks, Bumpy. Beer Man, what do you got coming up?
Makes me sad.
Oh, hell. Tuesday will be a West Coast style IPA and a cheese of choice, 8 o'clock Eastern for beer and cheese. It should be easy for a lot of you. If you want to join, we'll put the link in the back and might even throw it up in the front, as long as you don't bring hams. And
You're not a douche.
and Wednesday will be our second barley wine of 4. So bring a barley wine of choice, American or English style. Be at 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern. And everything else is coming along, man. I guess I'll mention Alex, man. How about that? Alex the Beer Master, be there at 8 o'clock Eastern. It's a meatball sandwich, or whatever you want. Sub.
Hoagie, ciabatta.
Yep.
Lots of options.
Do it. Cheers, guys. Thank you, John. Thanks, man.
All right.
Been fun.
All prepared
Awesome.
for us.
Thank you, Beer Man.
That was decent.
All right. And Miscellaneous.
All right, for me, so tomorrow I am going to be doing a Thursday night beer session again. Like I said, I was couldn't hang in there last week. I hurt myself on Wednesday. So, be in tune for that. I got some good products in the fridge right now. So that'll be at 8 o'clock Eastern on my channel, Miscellaneous Brew Reviews. If anybody's on IG and more interested on things that I drink, you can find me at the same handle, Miscellaneous Brew Reviews, on there. I think that's it. Everybody's here.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay.
Cheers, man.
Good deal. All I've got is, Stout Sunday every Sunday at 10:30 Eastern. I will be hosting again this weekend. Also, I've got a newer show. I've only done a few episodes, but I'd like to get it going a little bit more. Beer Buddies, like to have Miscellaneous and Beer Man on the show. I got to get Alex on at some point too. He's been kind of MIA a little bit lately, other than his Food Friday show. So hopefully I can get him on as well. But look for some more of those shows coming up in the near future, hopefully. And that's all I've got. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up there. Going on an hour. So, yeah, good show.
Yeah.
Great beers, even bumpy
Yeah.
with the 87. That's respectable. I guess
Yeah.
you got to
I
stick
think he
with
gave
the
him
Jack's
pretty
Abbey
good,
stuff.
pretty good fair shake.
Right. So yeah,
It's
thank
not
you to
grand
my
fair.
illustrious panel. Thank you to everybody in the chat. We had a great chat tonight. Really appreciate it. So everybody tune in to all of the shows that we just mentioned. Have a great rest of the weekend. Happy New Year, everybody, and we'll see you here all on the next live show. Until then,
Cheers.
cheers, everybody.
Yep. Yeah.